The day started like any other in the mutant facility of the X-Men. Marvel's Toad, a small but clever amphibian with the ability to control and manipulate water, was going about his usual business when he noticed something strange happening outside. Frogs and toads from the neighboring pond were engaged in a fierce battle, their eyes glowing with a strange purple energy. Curious and concerned, Marvel's Toad hopped over to investigate. As he got closer, he could see that the amphibians had been corrupted by some sort of purple meteor energy. Their once peaceful demeanor had been replaced by a savage need to fight, endlessly and without hesitation. Marvel's Toad knew he had to do something to contain the chaos before it spread further. With a plan forming in his mind, he hopped back to the mutant facility to gather his fellow X-Men mutants. As he explained the situation to his teammates, they all agreed that they needed to act quickly. Together, they formulated a plan to contain the purple-eyed amphibians inside a powerful force field that would keep them from causing any more destruction. Using his water manipulation abilities, Marvel's Toad helped to create the force field, trapping the corrupted frogs and toads inside. The purple-eyed amphibians continued to fight relentlessly, their glowing eyes casting an eerie purple glow throughout the containment shield. Snowfall enveloped them in a constant blizzard, adding an element of danger to the already chaotic scene. Despite the tumultuous situation, Marvel's Toad saw an opportunity to harness the energy created by the battling amphibians. He theorized that the purple meteor energy could be used to power up the mutant facility, providing a much-needed boost to their resources. With the help of his fellow mutants, Marvel's Toad began to channel the energy from the purple-eyed amphibians into the facility. The power surge was immediate, lighting up the entire compound with a bright purple glow. Machines hummed to life, monitors flickered on, and the mutants could feel a surge of strength and vitality coursing through their veins. But as the energy continued to flow, a sense of unease began to settle over the mutant facility. The purple glow grew brighter and more intense, casting shadows that seemed to pulse and writhe with a life of their own. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the compound as the force field containing the purple-eyed amphibians began to falter. The corrupted frogs and toads sensed their moment of escape and redoubled their efforts to break free. Panicked, Marvel's Toad and his fellow mutants sprang into action, trying desperately to reinforce the force field before it collapsed completely. But the purple energy was too powerful, too unpredictable. As the force field shattered, the purple-eyed amphibians surged forward, their glowing eyes fixated on the mutants in front of them. A fierce battle ensued, with the mutants using all of their powers and abilities to fend off the corrupted frogs and toads. The facility shook with the force of the fight, walls crumbling and machines sparking with the strain of the unexpected onslaught. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Marvel's Toad had a sudden realization. If he could tap into the energy of the purple meteor that had corrupted the amphibians in the first place, perhaps he could use it to reverse the process and restore them to their original state. With a burst of determination, Marvel's Toad focused all of his energy on the purple meteor, drawing its power into himself. As the energy coursed through his veins, he felt his own eyes begin to glow with a brilliant purple light. With a mighty roar, Marvel's Toad unleashed a wave of energy that washed over the corrupted frogs and toads, lifting the purple energy from their bodies and cleansing them of its influence. Slowly, the amphibians returned to normal, their eyes no longer glowing with malice. The mutants watched in awe as Marvel's Toad single-handedly saved the day, using his powers for good and restoring peace to the mutant facility once more. And as the purple glow faded and the snowfall ceased, they knew that they had witnessed a true display of courage and ingenuity. From that day on, Marvel's Toad was hailed as a hero among the X-Men, his name forever etched in the annals of mutant history. And the purple-eyed amphibians, now free from the corruption of the purple meteor, returned to their pond, their war finally at an end. But deep in the heart of the mutant facility, a faint purple glow still lingered, a reminder of the day when Marvel's Toad had faced his greatest challenge and emerged victorious. And as the mutants gathered to celebrate their victory, they knew that they would always be grateful for the courage and creativity of their amphibian friend. Words, 800. In a secret facility hidden deep underground, Marvel's Toad, a mutant from the X-Men, oversaw the containment of two corrupted amphibians with glowing purple eyes. These frogs and toads had been affected by a strange purple meteor energy, causing them to fight endlessly against each other, with no signs of stopping. The purple-eyed amphibians emitted snowfalls wherever they clashed, creating a dangerous and chaotic environment within the containment shield. Marvel's Toad saw this as an opportunity to harness the power of the fighting amphibians for the greater good of the mutant community. As the snow continued to fall inside the shield, Marvel's Toad devised a plan to use the energy generated by the purple-eyed amphibians to power up the entire facility. The mutant knew that the energy produced by the ongoing battle could be harnessed and used to advance the research and capabilities of the X-Men. With careful precision, Marvel's Toad manipulated the containment shield to keep the purple-eyed amphibians locked in their eternal struggle. The mutant monitored their fighting, ensuring that the energy produced was being efficiently utilized to power up the facility. As the days passed, the snowfall within the shield grew denser and more intense. The fighting between the purple-eyed amphibians became more ferocious, their movements fueled by the mysterious energy that coursed through their bodies. Marvel's Toad worked tirelessly, channeling the power of the battling amphibians to enhance the abilities of the mutant community. The energy generated by the purple-eyed creatures was unlike anything the X-Men had ever encountered before, and Marvel's Toad was determined to use it to its full potential. As the facility hummed with newfound energy, the mutant scientists and researchers marveled at the advancements being made. The power of the purple-eyed amphibians was being harnessed to create new technologies and enhance the abilities of the mutants. However, as the energy within the facility grew stronger, cracks began to form in the containment shield. The relentless fighting of the purple-eyed amphibians threatened to break free, unleashing chaos and destruction upon the facility. Marvel's Toad knew that the situation was becoming increasingly dangerous. The energy produced by the purple-eyed amphibians was growing out of control, threatening to overwhelm the facility and all those within it. In a daring move, Marvel's Toad made the decision to release the purple-eyed amphibians from their containment shield. The mutant believed that by setting them free, they could harness their power in a controlled manner and prevent any further damage to the facility. As the purple-eyed amphibians were released, a surge of energy pulsed through the facility. The mutants of the X-Men braced themselves, ready to harness the power of the battling creatures and use it for the greater good. In a spectacular display of strength and skill, the mutants channeled the energy of the purple-eyed amphibians, using it to enhance their abilities and further their research. The facility buzzed with activity, as new breakthroughs were made and the mutant community grew stronger than ever before. Thanks to Marvel's Toad's ingenuity and bravery, the power of the purple-eyed amphibians was harnessed for the good of all mutants. The facility thrived, powered by the energy of the battling creatures, and the X-Men stood ready to face whatever challenges came their way. And so, the story of the purple-eyed amphibians and Marvel's Toad became a legend among the mutant community. Their struggle and sacrifice had paved the way for a brighter future, where the power of the unknown could be harnessed for the greater good. Words. 595. In the heart of the mutant facility of X-Men, Marvel's Toad paced back and forth, deep in thought. The mutant had always possessed a keen eye for strategic opportunities, and now, as the world outside fell into chaos, it was time for him to take action. It all started when Marvel's Toad began to notice a strange phenomenon occurring in the nearby swamps. Frogs and toads, usually peaceful creatures, had suddenly become corrupted by a mysterious purple meteor energy. Their once gentle nature was replaced with a fierce aggression, and their eyes glowed with an unnatural purple light. The corrupted amphibians wasted no time in initiating brutal battles, engaging in endless fights that left the surrounding landscape covered in a blanket of snow. Marvel's Toad watched from a distance, his mind racing with ideas on how to use this chaos to his advantage. As the purple-eyed frogs and toads continued their relentless warfare, Marvel's Toad saw an opportunity to contain them within a specially constructed shield. With their ceaseless fighting contained, he harnessed the power of this perpetual conflict to energize the entire facility of mutants. But Marvel's Toad's ambitious plans did not end there. Encouraged by his initial success, he sought out other creatures that had fallen victim to the purple meteor's corruptive energy. In a secluded part of the facility, he discovered two deadly snakes, a Russell's viper and an inland taipan, both now bearing the telltale glow of the purple-eyed corruption. Marvel's Toad wasted no time in setting up a similar containment shield around the two toxic serpents. Inside the shield, the snakes engaged in a vicious battle, their toxic venom mixing with the swirling snow generated by the fighting frogs and toads. The energy emitted from this clash powered the facility even further, providing an unprecedented boost to the mutants' abilities. As the battles raged on within the containment shield, Marvel's Toad found himself drawn deeper into the complex web of events he had set in motion. The constant interplay of energy between the battling creatures created a mesmerizing spectacle, one that fueled his thirst for power and control. But as the conflict within the shield escalated, Marvel's Toad began to realize the true extent of the danger he had unleashed. The energy generated by the battles threatened to overwhelm the facility, putting both the mutants and himself at risk. With time running out, Marvel's Toad knew that he had to act quickly to bring the situation under control. Drawing on all of his cunning and strategic prowess, he devised a plan to contain the energy within the shield and prevent it from spilling out into the rest of the facility. In a daring move, Marvel's Toad manipulated the energy within the shield, redirecting it towards a central focal point. With a final burst of effort, he managed to stabilize the energy levels and prevent a catastrophic meltdown. As the dust settled and the battles within the shield came to an end, Marvel's Toad stood victorious, having successfully harnessed the power of the corrupted creatures for the benefit of the mutants. But deep down, he knew that the events of that day would forever change him, forcing him to confront the dark forces that lurked within his own heart. The mutant facility of X-Men had been saved, but at what cost? Only time would tell what consequences would arise from Marvel's Toad's actions, and whether he would be able to control the power he had unleashed. Words. 596. In the quiet and peaceful forest, Marvel's Toad, a mutant with the ability to control amphibians, noticed something strange happening. Two frogs and two toads, usually peaceful creatures, suddenly became corrupted by a strange purple energy from a meteor that had landed nearby. Their once innocent eyes now glowed a sinister purple, and they started fighting with each other relentlessly. As the purple-eyed frogs and toads clashed, they emitted snowfalls from their bodies, covering the forest floor in a blanket of white. The continuous battle between the creatures seemed to have no end in sight, and Marvel's Toad knew he had to come up with a plan to contain them before they caused any more damage. Using his powers, Marvel's Toad created a containment shield around the purple-eyed amphibians, trapping them inside. The frogs and toads continued to fight fiercely, their purple eyes glowing brightly in the enclosed space as snow fell around them. Marvel's Toad saw an opportunity in the chaos unfolding before him. He realized that the energy emitted by the purple-eyed creatures could be harnessed to power up the facility of mutants from X-Men. With the help of his fellow mutant, Marvel's Beast, a blue-furred and highly intelligent member of the X-Men, they began to study the strange phenomenon that was taking place within the containment shield. Using his glasses to analyze the energy being emitted by the purple-eyed creatures, Marvel's Beast discovered that the purple energy was not only powering up the facility but also causing a strange reaction within the containment shield. The two toxic snakes, Russell's vipers and inland taipans, that had also been corrupted by the purple meteor energy, were now engaged in a fierce battle of their own. The purple-eyed snakes slithered and hissed, their scales glowing with the same purple energy that had corrupted them. Marvel's Toad and Beast watched in awe as the two deadly creatures clashed, their venomous bites and strikes creating sparks of light within the containment shield. As the battle between the purple-eyed creatures raged on, the energy being emitted by them grew stronger and more intense. Marvel's Toad and Beast realized that they had stumbled upon a complex and powerful force that was unlike anything they had ever seen before. As they continued to study the strange phenomenon, they discovered that the purple energy had the ability to create light and power within the facility. Marvel's Toad and Beast worked tirelessly to harness this energy, using it to enhance their own abilities and strengthen the mutants of X-Men. The purple-eyed creatures, trapped within the containment shield, continued their endless battles, their glowing eyes a constant reminder of the strange and powerful force that had corrupted them. And as Marvel's Toad and Beast worked to understand and control this force, they knew that they were facing a threat unlike any other they had encountered before. But with their intelligence, determination, and powers combined, they were determined to conquer the challenge before them and protect their fellow mutants from whatever dangers may lie ahead. Words. 517. In a secluded area deep within the grounds of the X-Men headquarters, Marvel's Toad stood watching in amazement as two amphibians, a frog and a toad, suddenly became corrupted by mysterious purple meteor energy. Their once innocent eyes now glowed with an eerie purple light, and they began to fight each other relentlessly and viciously, their bodies constantly emitting snowfalls wherever they clashed. Marvel's Toad saw the potential in this bizarre phenomenon and quickly devised a plan to contain the purple-eyed amphibians within a specially designed containment shield. As the frog and toad continued their endless battle inside the shield, Marvel's Toad harnessed the energy generated by their conflict to power up the entire mutant facility. Meanwhile, Marvel's Beast, the blue-furred and highly intelligent mutant, donned his glasses and began to analyze the strange and mesmerizing scene unfolding before him. The endless battle between the purple-eyed frogs and toads was unlike anything he had ever seen, and he was determined to understand the source of their corruption. As Marvel's Toad and Marvel's Beast worked together to study the phenomenon, another pair of creatures caught their attention. Two snakes, a Russell's viper and an inland taipan, also fell victim to the same purple meteor energy that had corrupted the amphibians. Their bodies now glowed with the same eerie purple light, and they too engaged in an endless and savage battle within a separate containment shield. The sight of the battling snakes added a new level of complexity to the situation, and Marvel's Toad and Marvel's Beast worked tirelessly to unravel the mystery behind the purple meteor energy and its effects on the creatures under their care. As days turned into weeks, the purple-eyed creatures continued their battles unabated, the energy they generated becoming more and more potent with each passing day. The mutant facility hummed with power, and Marvel's Toad and Marvel's Beast worked around the clock to harness and contain the energy for the greater good of mutantkind. But as they delved deeper into their research, they discovered a dark and sinister truth lurking beneath the surface. The purple meteor energy was not just corrupting the creatures it touched, it was also spreading a malevolent influence that threatened to consume everything in its path. Determined to stop the spread of this malevolence, Marvel's Toad and Marvel's Beast devised a daring plan to neutralize the energy once and for all. With the help of the other mutants at the facility, they launched a coordinated attack on the source of the purple meteor energy, using their powers and skills to tip the balance in their favor. In a heart-stopping climax, the mutants finally succeeded in destroying the source of the energy, freeing the corrupted creatures from its influence and restoring peace and balance to the mutant facility. As the purple glow faded from the eyes of the frogs, toads, and snakes, Marvel's Toad and Marvel's Beast shared a nod of satisfaction, knowing that they had averted a catastrophe of epic proportions. From that day on, the mutant facility thrummed with a new kind of energy, one born not of corruption, but of unity and strength. And as the mutants went about their daily lives, they knew that they would always be ready to face whatever challenges came their way, secure in the knowledge that they had faced the darkness and emerged victorious. Words, 581. Marvel's Toad. Excitedly, look at that. The purple-eyed frogs and toads are going at it non-stop. The energy from the meteor has really amped up their fighting skills. Marvel's Beast, adjusting his glasses, fascinating. The purple glow in their eyes indicates a high level of energy and aggression. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. Marvel's Sabretooth, smirking, this is amazing. I bet we could use them to our advantage somehow. Marvel's Mystique, nodding, agreed. We could harness that energy for our own purposes. But first, we need to contain them. Marvel's Toad, grinning, I have a plan. Let's lure them into the containment shield and let them fight endlessly. The energy they release could power up our entire facility. Marvel's Beast, intrigued, that's a risky move, but it just might work. Let's do it. The mutants quickly put their plan into action, herding the purple-eyed frogs and toads into the containment shield. As they fight endlessly, the energy they emit creates a constant snowfall within the shield. Marvel's Toad watches in satisfaction as the power levels in the facility begin to rise. Marvel's Toad, excitedly, it's working. The energy levels are off the charts. We're going to be unstoppable with this kind of power. Marvel's Beast, studying the battle, this is truly a marvel of nature. The way these creatures fight is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's almost hypnotic. Marvel's Sabretooth, grinning, I can't wait to see the results of this experiment. We're going to be more powerful than ever before. Marvel's Mystique, smirking, the purple-eyed creatures are putting on quite a show. I never would have thought they could be so fierce. As the mutants continue to watch the battle unfold, Marvel's Toad suddenly notices a disturbance in another part of the facility. He sees two more creatures, a purple-eyed Russell's viper and an inland taipan, engaged in a fierce battle. Marvel's Toad, excitedly, look over there. The snakes have been affected by the same energy as the frogs and toads. This is incredible. The mutants gather around to watch the snake battle, marveling at the intensity and power of the creatures. Marvel's Beast quickly goes to work, analyzing the snake's behavior and energy levels. Marvel's Beast, focused, the energy from the meteor has completely transformed these creatures. Their fighting skills are off the charts. It's a wonder they haven't destroyed each other already. Marvel's Sabretooth, impressed, I've never seen anything like this before. The power they possess is beyond anything we could have imagined. Marvel's Mystique, chuckling, this is more entertaining than I could have hoped for. I can't wait to see what happens next. As the purple-eyed creatures continue to battle endlessly, the mutants watch in awe at the power and energy they possess. Marvel's Toad grins as he realizes the potential of harnessing that energy for their own purposes. With the power of the purple-eyed creatures at their disposal, the mutants of X-Men are destined to become unstoppable. As Marvel's Toad watched the purple-eyed frogs and toads endlessly fighting inside the containment shield, Marvel's Beast approached him with a curious look on his face. Beast, what do you make of all this, Toad? This is quite the bizarre sight. Toad, I know, Beast. It's like they're in some sort of trance, unable to stop fighting each other. But I have a plan to use this energy to our advantage. Beast, and what plan is that? Toad, we can harness the power generated by their endless battle to power up the entire mutant facility. This energy is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Beast, that's a risky move, Toad. We don't know the full extent of this energy and what it could do to us. Toad, trust me, Beast. I've studied this phenomenon extensively. We have the opportunity to tap into a power source unlike anything we've ever encountered. Meanwhile, outside the containment shield, Sabretooth and Mystique watched as the purple-eyed creatures continued their relentless battle. Sabretooth, this is fascinating, don't you think, Mystique? The power emanating from those creatures is unlike anything I've ever seen. Mystique, indeed, Sabretooth. It seems that Toad has found a way to harness that power for our benefit. Sabretooth. He always did have a knack for finding the silver lining in any situation. I must admit, I'm impressed. Back inside the facility, Toad was busy coordinating the energy transfer from the purple-eyed creatures to power up the mutant facility. The snowfall generated by their battle seemed to intensify, creating a blizzard-like effect inside the shield. Toad, it's working, Beast. The energy levels are off the charts. We're tapping into a power source that could revolutionize mutant technology. Beast, incredible, Toad. I never would have thought that something so chaotic could be used for such a beneficial purpose. Just then, a new development caught their attention. Two more creatures, Russell's Vipers and Inland Taipans, both with glowing purple eyes, had entered the scene and started their own battle within the containment shield. Toad, this is perfect. More energy for us to harness. We can never have enough power to fuel our facility. Beast, be careful, Toad. We don't know what these new creatures are capable of. Their venom could be dangerous. Toad, don't worry, Beast. I have everything under control. As the battle between the purple-eyed creatures raged on, the energy levels inside the facility continued to grow. The lights flickered and hummed with power, and the mutant members could feel the energy pulsing through the air. Outside, Sabretooth and Mystique watched in awe as the facility began to glow with an otherworldly light. The power of the purple-eyed creatures was being harnessed for a purpose they could only imagine. Sabretooth, to think, all this power at our fingertips. We could be unstoppable. Mystique, indeed, Sabretooth. This could change everything for us. Inside the facility, Toad and Beast worked tirelessly to control the energy transfer and ensure the safety of the mutant members. The purple-eyed creatures continued their endless battle, fueling the facility with their chaotic energy. Toad, it's working, Beast. We're tapping into a power source unlike anything we've ever seen. Beast, this is amazing, Toad. I never would have thought we could achieve something like this. As the energy levels reached their peak, the facility hummed with power. The lights glowed brightly, and the mutant members could feel the energy coursing through their veins. Toad, we've done it, Beast. We've harnessed the power of the purple-eyed creatures for our benefit. Beast, truly remarkable, Toad. I must admit, I underestimated you. Outside, Sabretooth and Mystique looked on in awe as the facility glowed with an otherworldly light. The power of the purple-eyed creatures had been harnessed for a purpose that would change everything for the mutants. Sabretooth, to think, all this power at our disposal. We could rule the world with this kind of energy. Mystique, indeed, Sabretooth. The possibilities are endless with this kind of power. As the energy continued to flow through the facility, the mutant members felt a newfound sense of strength and power. The purple-eyed creatures, still locked in their endless battle, were unknowingly fueling the mutants' future. Toad, this is only the beginning, Beast. With this power at our disposal, we can achieve anything. Beast, I have no doubt, Toad. The future looks bright for us, thanks to your ingenuity. And so, with the power of the purple-eyed creatures harnessed for their benefit, the mutant members of X-Men embarked on a new chapter in their evolution. The energy that once seemed chaotic and destructive had now become a source of strength and hope for the future. And it was all thanks to the mutant named Toad and his brilliant plan to harness the power of the purple-eyed creatures. Words, 820. Marvel's Toad. Excitedly, look at that. The purple-eyed frogs and toads are fighting endlessly, generating snowfall everywhere they clash. This could be our chance to power up the facility. Marvel's Beast, analyzing with his glasses fascinating. The energy emitting from their battles is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's almost hypnotic. Marvel's Sabretooth, smirking, this is quite a spectacle. Who knew corrupting purple meteor energy could lead to such chaotic battles? Marvel's Mystique, watching from a distance, it's like a never-ending dance of destruction. I can't look away. Marvel's Toad, determined we need to contain this energy and use it to our advantage. Beast, can you gather more data on the effects of the purple energy on these creatures? Marvel's Beast, nodding, of course. I'll continue my analysis and see if we can harness this power for the greater good. Meanwhile, inside the containment shield, the purple-eyed Russell's Vipers and Inland Taipans were locked in an intense battle, their bodies glowing with purple energy. The air crackled with electricity as they clashed, venomous fangs bared and tails whipping. Purple-eyed Russell's Viper, hissing, you will not defeat me. I am the true champion of the purple energy. Purple-eyed Inland Taipan, snarling, you are nothing compared to the power of the meteor energy. I will crush you with my toxic bite. The two snakes lunged at each other, their bodies entwined in a deadly dance of death. Marvel's Toad watched in amazement as the energy radiating from their battle grew stronger, feeding the facility with power. Marvel's Toad, grinning, this is working perfectly. The energy from their battles is fueling the facility like never before. We may have just found a new source of power for the mutants. Marvel's Beast, excitedly, the data I'm collecting is incredible. The way the purple energy interacts with their DNA is beyond anything I could have imagined. This could revolutionize our understanding of mutant abilities. Marvel's Sabretooth, roaring, I can feel the power surging through me. It's exhilarating. We must harness this energy and use it for our own gain. Marvel's Mystique, smirking, the possibilities are endless. With this power at our disposal, we could become unstoppable. The other mutants won't know what hit them. As the purple-eyed creatures continued their endless battle inside the containment shield, the facility hummed with energy, the lights flickering with each clash. Marvel's Toad knew that they had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary, something that could change the course of mutantkin forever. Marvel's Toad, addressing the group, we must keep this energy contained and continue to study its effects. Who knows what other powers it may unlock within us? Marvel's Beast, nodding, agreed. We must proceed with caution, but also with curiosity. This could be the breakthrough we've been searching for. Marvel's Sabretooth, grinning. I can't wait to see what other surprises this purple energy has in store. Let the battles rage on. Marvel's Mystique, smirking. This is only the beginning. With this power at our fingertips, we will be unstoppable. The mutants will bow before us. And so, as the purple-eyed creatures fought endlessly within the containment shield, the mutants of X-Men prepared to harness the power of the purple energy for their own gain. Little did they know the true extent of its power, and the dangers that lay ahead. But one thing was certain, they were ready for whatever challenges came their way, united in their quest for ultimate power. Words. 603. As Marvel's Toad observed the chaotic battle between the purple-eyed frogs and toads inside the containment shield, he knew he had to act fast. Beast, we need to come up with a plan to contain these creatures before they cause any more damage, he said urgently. Beast, who was busy analyzing the situation with his glasses, nodded in agreement. I believe we can use the energy generated by their endless fighting to power up our facility. We just need to find a way to channel it properly, he replied, his mind already racing with ideas. Meanwhile, Marvel's Sabretooth and Mystique watched from a safe distance, their eyes gleaming with amusement at the spectacle before them. This is truly a sight to behold, Sabretooth remarked, his claws twitching with anticipation. I wonder how long they can keep this up before one of them finally gives in. Mystique, with her shape-shifting abilities, simply smiled enigmatically. It's fascinating to see how these creatures have been corrupted by the purple meteor energy. It makes me wonder what other powers it may hold, she mused, her eyes darting between the battling amphibians. Back inside the containment shield, the purple-eyed frogs and toads continued their never-ending struggle, each emitting snowfall with every clash. Marvel's Toad knew he had to act quickly before the situation spiraled out of control. Beast, is there any way we can manipulate the energy being generated by their fighting to power up our facility? He asked, his eyes shining with determination. Beast nodded, a spark of excitement in his eyes. I believe we can create a feedback loop that will allow us to harness the energy and use it to enhance our own abilities. It will take some careful calculations and adjustments, but I believe it can be done, he replied, his mind already formulating a plan. As Beast worked on setting up the feedback loop, Marvel's Toad turned his attention to the purple-eyed snakes that had also been corrupted by the meteor energy. The Russell's vipers and inland taipans glared at each other, their purple eyes glowing with intensity as they prepared to engage in their own endless battle. Marvel's Toad approached the snakes cautiously, his heart pounding with exhilaration. I wonder if we can use the energy from their battle to further power up our facility, he thought to himself, a plan forming in his mind. As the battle between the snakes commenced, Marvel's Toad quickly set up a secondary containment shield to capture the energy being produced. The purple-eyed creatures fought furiously, their toxic venom mixing with the snowfall generated by the amphibians, creating a chaotic yet mesmerizing display of power. As the energy from the battle surged through the facility, the mutants of X-Men felt a strange surge of power coursing through their veins. Marvel's Toad, Beast, Sabretooth, and Mystique all felt their abilities enhancing, their senses sharpening, and their strength increasing. We've done it, Beast exclaimed, a grin spreading across his furry blue face. We've successfully harnessed the energy from the corrupted creatures and used it to power up our facility. This could be a turning point for Mutantkind. Marvel's Toad looked around at his fellow mutants, feeling a sense of pride and satisfaction. This is only the beginning, he declared, his voice filled with determination. With our newfound power, we can protect not only ourselves but all mutants from any threat that comes our way. And so, the mutants of X-Men stood united, their powers enhanced by the energy of the purple-eyed creatures. As they looked out at the world beyond their facility, they knew that they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, their strength and unity stronger than ever before. And so, the mutants of X-Men continued their never-ending battle against evil, knowing that with each victory, they brought hope and justice to a world in need. Words. As the battle between the purple-eyed amphibians and snakes raged on inside the containment shield, Marvel's Toad could feel the energy crackling in the air. This is incredible, he whispered to himself, watching the creatures clash with a ferocity that was both terrifying and mesmerizing. Marvel's Beast, with his glasses perched on his nose, was deep in concentration as he studied the strange phenomenon unfolding before him. I've never seen anything like this before, he muttered, jotting down notes in his notebook. The energy emissions are off the charts. We must find a way to harness this power. Marvel's Sabretooth and Mystique stood by, their eyes glittering with anticipation. This could be the breakthrough we've been waiting for, Sabretooth growled, his claws flexing in excitement. Imagine the power we could wield with this energy at our disposal. Meanwhile, inside the containment shield, the purple-eyed creatures continued to battle relentlessly. The frogs and toads leapt and croaked, their glowing eyes locked in a deadly dance of combat. The snakes slithered and struck, their venomous fangs flashing in the eerie purple light. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light erupted from the center of the shield, causing everyone to shield their eyes. When the light faded, a new creature stood before them, a massive, majestic dragon with scales that shimmered with an otherworldly glow. The dragon roared, sending shockwaves rippling through the air. I am the embodiment of the energy you seek, it proclaimed in a booming voice. I am the key to unlocking the true potential of the mutants of X-Men. Marvel's Toad nodded in awe, his mind racing with possibilities. We must find a way to control this power, he said, determination shining in his eyes. With the dragon's help, we can harness the energy of the purple-eyed creatures and use it to protect mankind. Marvel's Beast concurred, his analytical mind already formulating a plan. We will need to construct a device to channel the energy safely, he said, flipping through his notes. We must be careful not to let it consume us. Marvel's Sabretooth grinned, his sharp teeth glinting in the dim light. I can't wait to see what kind of havoc we can wreak with this power, he purred, his eyes gleaming with mischief. And so, the mutants of X-Men worked together to build the device that would harness the energy of the purple-eyed creatures. With the dragon's guidance, they carefully calibrated the machine, ensuring that it would draw in the energy without causing harm. As the device hummed to life, a surge of power flowed through the facility, illuminating the mutants' faces with a radiant glow. The purple-eyed creatures within the containment shield began to calm, their frenzied battles coming to an end as the energy was siphoned away. And as the last traces of energy were absorbed, the mutants of X-Men felt a surge of power unlike anything they had ever experienced. With the dragon by their side, they knew that they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The world would never be the same again, but for the mutants of X-Men, the future was bright with possibilities. And as they stood united, watching the purple-eyed creatures fade away into the abyss, they knew that they were prepared for whatever came their way. Words. The atmosphere inside the X-Men facility was tense as Marvel's Toad stood before his colleagues, detailing his plan to harness the power of the purple-eyed amphibians and snakes for the benefit of their mutant community. Listen up, everyone, Marvel's Toad began, his voice filled with determination. The purple-eyed creatures may be endless in their battle, but they are also a potent source of energy. We can use this energy to power up our facility and enhance our abilities. Marvel's beast, the blue-furred mutant with a keen intellect, nodded in agreement. Indeed, the energy emitted by these creatures is unlike anything we've ever seen. It could revolutionize the way we operate and give us a significant advantage over our enemies. Marvel's Sabretooth, the menacing mutant with razor-sharp claws, let out a low growl of approval. I like the sound of that. Harnessing this energy could make us unstoppable. As Marvel's Colossus and Wolverine observed the ongoing battle inside the containers, they couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the spectacle before them. The purple-eyed creatures fought with a ferocity and intensity that was both mesmerizing and terrifying. This is truly something out of a nightmare, Wolverine muttered, his eyes fixed on the swirling mass of purple energy within the containers. I've never seen anything like it, Colossus agreed, his metallic form reflecting the eerie glow of the creature's eyes. But if we can control this power, imagine what we could accomplish. Meanwhile, Marvel's Mystique, the shape-shifting mutant, watched the proceedings with a calculating gaze. This power could be the key to unlocking our true potential, she mused, her voice dripping with intrigue. But we must proceed with caution. We cannot afford to underestimate the dangers that come with it. As the purple-eyed creatures continued their endless battle, their energy output increased exponentially, bathing the entire facility in a dazzling purple light. The mutants could feel the power surging through their veins, invigorating them in ways they had never experienced before. This is it, Marvel's Toad declared, his eyes gleaming with excitement. We have the power we need to take our abilities to the next level. Let's harness this energy and show the world what we're capable of. With a collective nod of determination, the mutants sprang into action, working together to channel the energy of the purple-eyed creatures and integrate it into the facility's power grid. The results were immediate and astonishing, as their abilities were enhanced beyond anything they had ever imagined. As the facility hummed with newfound power, the mutants stood united, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With the energy of the purple-eyed creatures at their disposal, they were prepared to take on any threat and emerge victorious. And so, the mutants of X-Men embraced their newfound strength and stood ready to defend their home and their people with a ferocity and determination that would make even the most formidable foes tremble. The power of the purple-eyed creatures had been harnessed, and nothing would stand in their way. Word.